The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
What will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy Murder Mystery Show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And, of course, some music. Knockem Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what?
Good. Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
I had an awesome time.
All right. You had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events, restaurants, and more. Contact Knockem Dead Comedy for your event today. What will you...
Okay, we'll just do that for now.
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Voice, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sallie on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there.
Hi. Hi, everybody. It is Monday. It is May
30th.
Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Podcast, coming at you live from Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. That is the name of the Facebook page. That's the name of the YouTube channel. Sallie and I are on the YouTube channel this morning, so if you'd like to say hi to us, we'll say hi back. But do that on the YouTube channel and hit the thumbs up, and please share the show and copy and paste the link to all your social media platforms, and get on the phone and tell everybody about all the great shows here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. While you're out and about today for Memorial Day, tell everybody you know. Make that the first thing you say to them. Hey, how you doing? Hey, have you checked out Gov's Comedy Club Podcast? Because they have great shows there. We got, like our show. Our show is live right now. We're celebrating Memorial Day with you. We got Steve Squared tonight at 6:30. We got Donversations and Good Times, Bad Times, and Hershey and the Keegs, and Coffee with the Dog, which was this morning. All sorts of great stuff happening here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. We are coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, where this week, John Mulrooney will be here Friday. Dom Herrera on Saturday. That's at Governor's here in Levittown. Also at Governor's here in Levittown in the Giggle Room. Carla Okerson, Kathy Arnold, Joe Cravella, and more in the Giggle Room on Friday. Joe Pontillo, who was with us this past Friday, Joe and Brian McGinnis will be in the Giggle Room this Saturday. And we will be in here so we can yell at them. The Brokerage in Belmore this weekend, Brent Pella on Thursday. Dom Herrera Friday. Marty Caproni on Saturday. McGuire's in Bohemia this weekend. Dom Herrera Thursday. Marty Caproni Friday. John Mulrooney on Saturday. So you got a lot of opportunities to see Dom Herrera, Marty Caproni, and John Mulrooney. Great comedians. Dom Herrera, of course, comedy legend. John Mulrooney, who started this actual studio.
Where is he going to be this weekend?
He's playing in here. He's playing here on Friday.
Okay.
And then he's playing McGuire's on Saturday.
Okay.
Of course, I have already reached out to him to see if we can get him in here Thursday or Friday.
He said no.
He has not responded yet.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully he will.
Maybe.
Although on Friday we do have No Filter Paul coming in here. No Filter Paul from the old Opie and Anthony show. And he's now doing comedy on his own. Hello, Kenny Friedberg. Thanks for joining us this morning. So go to govs.com and make some reservations to see some great comedy shows. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com. We got some murder mysteries coming your way in this summer. And some of them are open to the public. So go to knockemdeadcomedy.com and have some laughs with us. Last but not least, if you'd like to do your own podcast, you ever have any interest in trying a podcast out, well, come do it in here. We have competitive rates. We'll work out a good deal with you, and you get some cool stuff in here. You get cameras and microphones and lights and monitors, 4 phone lines that can all come in. We got Zoom capability. We got graphics that you could, as you see on the screen there. We'll take good care of you here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast Studio. Whether you'd like to do a podcast on our channel or you want to do it yourself on your own thing, you need just to record some video or audio, we'll hook you up right here. So get in touch with us through our Facebook page, Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. That's the name of the Facebook page. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope they're still enjoying their weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend, which we should talk about because we should not lose sight of why we're off today.
Yeah.
Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Did you know Memorial Day was originally called Decoration Day? Did you know that?
Because people in the armed services were decorated war heroes. I'm trying to think of why decorated, because decoration means something different than honoring someone who gave his life for his country.
Well, you're kind of on the right track, actually, with both things you just said. Decoration Day, because they wanted to, because it was put out there that we should be going to the cemeteries and the graves of those who've fallen to protect our country, and bring flowers and
Pretty it up.
right, which is why I think is the direct correlation as to why many people will go to a veteran cemetery for Memorial Day weekend and put the flags down.
I thought the cemeteries took care of that.
Oh no, they take volunteers every year.
Oh yeah, but it's not. You don't go and put a flag on your own family. Like someone goes and does it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can put it on your own.
Sure.
But yeah, I did it for years with my son when he was in the Scouts, and it's something I would like to do again.
Yeah, it makes you feel good.
Yeah, because it doesn't have to be a Scout thing, or you don't have to be a part of an organization. You can just walk right in and say, "I'd like to help out."
Yeah.
Especially
working at a soup kitchen or something.
Or something like that. Sure. So yeah, it started as Decoration Day. The weird thing is, there is no record as to when the holiday actually started and who started it.
Is it just in America, or every country has their own? Kind of like Mother's Day is a different day in other countries.
I know this Memorial Day is just ours.
Okay.
I don't know what other countries do, and I don't care. No, I'm kidding. Some say the first Memorial Day took place on May 1st, 1865, when a large group of recently freed African Americans held a parade in Charleston, South Carolina, to honor the fallen Union soldiers. Dozens of other cities around the country claim the title too for their Civil War remembrance ceremonies. And that was originally solely what the holiday was, to remember Civil War veterans.
Yeah, what a bloodbath that was.
Yeah, we lost 500,000 Americans.
More, like 650.
Oh, I thought it was 500,000. But yeah, so the holiday was originally just solely as a Civil War thing. Mm-hmm. And then after World War I, that's when they decided to honor just all veterans who perished trying to protect our freedom. Other observers have pointed to Abraham Lincoln, his commemoration of the dead at Gettysburg in 1863 as a possible origin. President Lyndon B. Johnson would later weigh in 1966 when he officially recognized Waterloo, New York's ceremony on May 5th, 1866 as the birthplace of Memorial Day. Since the year 2000, people across the country have been asked to join in a moment of remembrance at 3 p.m. local time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I've never heard that before.
I never heard that either.
And I feel bad that I've never heard that before.
Because you'd think all parades would focus around 3 o'clock, and that would be cool. Like, everyone's marching, and enjoying their food, and then all of a sudden, 3 o'clock, everything stops.
Well, right, that's exactly it. Bells are tolled, and NASCAR races are put on hold. Flags are flown at half.
Not NASCAR races. Oh, my goodness. What does the South do with themselves during that 5 minutes?
They count their teeth. Flags are flown at half-mast until noon. Yeah. So, I like the idea of having the parades in the morning, because then at 3 o'clock...
Because you don't like standing in the hot sun. Everything's weather-oriented.
You're not going to stop a parade at 3 o'clock. There's going to be too much noise, too much music, too much crap.
That's cool about it, though.
Boom,
everything stops 3 o'clock. Everyone waits for it. If you could stop New York City from making a sound when it's New Year's Eve ball is going to drop, you could at 3 o'clock make a parade.
But that's not true. You're not having people stand there in silence. They're all clapping, counting down and cheering. That's my whole point. You're not going to get New York City. Fine, you have the screens and stuff, but I still don't think you'll make it. But at a local parade where you don't have screens, you don't have somebody with a microphone loud enough to shut everybody up. I not to mention,
just ring bells at that time.
Plus, I mean, you can't even go to a ball game where they have screens and microphones. You can't even get everybody to stop for the national anthem at a ball game.
Yeah.
Which is a disgrace to me.
You don't get going on that. That's a whole hour thing for you.
But
Please don't wear a hat. He'll just murder you.
And I will be I will be found innocent.
You'll get the stink eye from Tony Walker.
All
That's
day
for
long.
sure.
I won't even watch the game. I'll just look at you. So yeah, you're not going to get people to shut. Even people
Well, you
who
don't
do
have to
know.
shut up, but stop.
Even
and
people who do
ring
know what
bells.
time it is.
I
they're
have
gonna-
a dream. Leave me alone.
Well, we'll do that at 3:00 today. We will stop.
We'll stop and ring bells.
We'll just stop for a moment of silence. It says join in at 3:00 for a moment of remembrance. So just need a minute to remember our veterans.
Okay.
All our veterans who have passed.
Not much to ask.
Right. So thank you to the veterans who have passed. Thank you to the families of those veterans who have had to deal with those losses. Had to deal with the loss. Had to deal with losing a loved one. On this day, we remember them. So there you go. Your father was a veteran.
Yeah, I think everyone's father was a veteran.
Mine was not.
That loser.
Well, yeah, for many reasons.
For many reasons.
But, and it's a weird day. It is a weird
that
day.
just topped the cake.
It's a weird day. It is a weird day for me. Because,
Why?
Well, because of this.
Oh, people
Everybody
hug you.
thinks that I'm a veteran. So I get.
Thank you
I'm
for,
about to blow
for
up.
your service.
Yeah, I get.
Thank you for your service.
And what do you do?
You just say you're welcome.
That's and I can't walk into a 7-Eleven or a store on Memorial Day without somebody.
I'm surprised you can't anyway because people are so attuned to that.
Oh yeah, it does happen on other days as well, but more so on Memorial Day and Veterans Day. And there have been times where I've said, "Look, not a veteran, but thank you," but there are times what are you going to do? Are you going to make a whole 5-minute conversation like if I'm
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, right.
Anyone want to buy me 7-Eleven food?
Yeah, right.
Here's your time, people, to buy me a coffee. Lim was just blown to smithereens.
Oh, man.
But I could still hold 2 cups of coffee.
If that's not the lowest of the lows, to pretend I'm a veteran.
Right, I know.
Good morning, Carol Miner.
Hey, Carol Miner.
Hope you're well down there in Texas.
And Ken Friedberg enjoying his easy-go-lucky golden retriever.
Is Ken Friedberg a veteran?
I don't know, but I was thinking about, I was actually, seriously, it sounds weird, but I was thinking about Ken today. Because he always has a golden retriever.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the same one. Maybe this dog's like 49, for all I know. But he always has a golden retriever.
So fellow dog lovers do
Yeah.
it for you?
Well, I was thinking of, just shut up. I was thinking of him because I have 2 dogs that
I wish it was only 2.
yeah, that will like if something's going on with them, they won't let me help them. Like they don't want any help. Like Shep, the shepherd's she's like a wolf. So if like I want to check out like something in her ear or something, she'll be like no. And I'm not used to that. I've always had golden retrievers, so I'm used to golden retrievers that let you do every single thing you want. You could brush their teeth. You could if I tried to brush Shep's teeth, she'd be like, have you lost your mind?
When I had my pit bull, I tried to brush his teeth once, and I was like, I'm not doing that again.
Was he growling at you?
He was growling. He was fighting me. He was, moving his head. He did not enjoy that at all. So whenever I brought him to a grooming place, so Rachel Rubenstein, it's her actually it's not there anymore, but it was her place in Belmore. They used to groom him, and then I used to pay extra for them to brush his teeth.
And I would say
and cut his nails.
Say it in front of him, and don't forget to brush his teeth. Suck it, Manny, and walk out. Because I get mad that I can't do that with them. I'm used to people like for example,
it's about the dog's teeth, not what you want to do.
I just want that relationship with my animals that they'll trust me enough to do it. I get offended. I know, but I want to, and they're not. Some dogs are just you're not gonna.
You're such a control freak.
I am a control freak. I used to have cats, so I would cut their nails all the time. And I remember a friend saying, I have to bring my cat in. There's no way that my cat would let you do that. I'm like, one day I brought over my nail clippers and I did the cat's nails, and she was like, holy crap. So like, I feel like I'm good at that, and these dogs won't let me be good at that.
So when I'm sleeping, you can grab me and brush my teeth, okay? Kara Miner, this is Tony Walker. I only play a veteran on TV, which I have done twice. So does that allow me to?
Yeah, you have.
So does that count?
You have the soulful look too when you play the roles. Do the veteran soulful look. No, that's the look like they're taking too long and they're not feeding us.
No, it's this.
Yeah. Nah. It was more of like a.
Well, yeah. So yeah, when I played what was that show with Timothy Hutton?
Yeah, and you were
that was the first one. Yeah, that was more of a sad look, like.
Like, if only I knew where my limb was.
And then Hunter's was more concerned because we were getting mad at the guy who was pretending, who was not a veteran.
What's your mad look?
So this was just more of a.
Do you have to channel when people don't wear hats at ball games?
Yes. I channel you not shutting the fuck up.
Do you do that as an actor? Do you have to channel like you're mad about something?
Yeah, most of them do.
You don't?
It depends what I have to do.
Yeah.
Like there are certain things that come easy, and there are certain things that don't. So you have to channel something. I was watching something
like to make yourself cry.
I fortunately have not had to do that, and I don't know if I could. That is, De Niro
You cry so easy. There's no way that you wouldn't be able to do it.
If it involves my daughter, yes, I'm like.
I could make you cry
that is
right
my weak
now.
Spot.
Yeah.
No, you couldn't.
Not in like a mean way, but if I like brought up some stuff, you'd be like.
But to do it on screen, it would be tough. De Niro has said that. He said of all the things that he's done on screen, that is the one thing that he just can't do to save his life. If you watch him on Goodfellas, when he finds out that Pesci died, yeah, it's pretty bad.
He's trying to pretend. Do they put like drops in? Well, now
no,
they
don't
could
even see drops.
They could put drops
now it's
in their
CGI.
eyes.
Yeah, with CGI they can do it.
They can make you cry like a baby.
But I was watching an interview with James Gandolfini once, where.
Oh, he was good at it.
Well, not for crying, but for being mad. And
what did he channel?
For putting him in a bad mood. What the hell was that?
Just trying to get up. It leans down. Your chair doesn't like lean down.
Lean? What do you mean lean down?
It doesn't lean, like the seat like aims the ground. So I'm.
Yeah, I guess it kind of does. But
Yeah,
you're sitting on the edge to reach so your feet can reach the floor.
I don't even put my feet on the floor. I put my feet on like the legs of the chair. That's how short I am.
When we get a milk crate?
Yeah.
So now, for Gandolfini to get him in a bad mood for a scene, he would put rocks in his shoes.
Really?
Yeah.
Why couldn't he just think about someone pissing him off? I can think of 10 things today that piss me off.
But you want to be really pissed off, put rocks in your shoes.
Wow.
I would think that would get me pretty pissed off.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. Do you say Happy Memorial Day?
No.
Yeah. So what do you say? You got to say something when you
Memorial Day.
You just look at people. Memorial Day.
Today is Memorial Day.
You're an announcer. Yeah. What?
What are you looking for?
Nothing.
Huh. Yeah.
So, yeah, but you can't. You don't say. So, and you can't say. Well, yeah, I guess you wouldn't say Happy Memorial Day anyway, because you're not wishing it to anybody, and you're not thanking a veteran for his service because that's Veterans Day. Today, we just remember the fallen.
Right. Right. It's Memorial Day. It's Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah. All right. All right. All right.
All right.
All right.
You had a big weekend. Were you going to talk about that yet, or?
I haven't really. We really haven't talked about it much, and I didn't really even say much about the week before either.
What?
With Zach, with the festival.
Oh.
We've been having a lot of guests in here lately. This is the first time I think it's just us in a few weeks.
Yeah.
And plus, it's been a crazy couple of weeks for you as well with the passing of Cindy. So yeah, it's been a little busy in here. Yeah, but it definitely was a crazy. It wasn't even the weekend. It was last Thursday. As you guys know, we weren't here last Thursday. For my son graduated college. So congratulations to Zach. We have a few pictures to share and stuff, but before we do that, I will mention, the week before that, so he graduated last Thursday, and the Friday before that, there was a film festival, which I think I did mention when it was coming up. There was a film festival at his school where some of the students made short films. I think none of them could be longer than 12 minutes, I think it was, or 15 minutes. So so they showed a bunch of films. I think it was like 20 films. I mean, there's a ton of them. It didn't have to be 12 to 15 minutes. It just couldn't be longer. So some of these things were 2 minutes.
Okay.
So, it was like 20, 25 films. And Zach, at this festival, Zach's film was nominated for five categories, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He didn't win any of the 5, but so what? It was still pretty cool to be nominated, just to be recognized. And it was great. His film is good. It was well done. And there was a lot of talent. I enjoy going to things like that. I enjoy seeing new bands to hear their original tunes. I enjoy going to theater to see, original plays. I enjoy going to film festivals and seeing what ideas are out there and what people are doing.
I like it with artwork too, like new artists
Right.
and stuff, and see what's going on.
Same in here. Like we've become fast friends with guys like Dan LaRocco and Joe Cravella and Austin Brooks and Courtney O'Tara. Up and coming comedians who are fantastic. In fact, Courtney goes to the same school as Zach. So she was at the festival. It was cool to see her. So he didn't win anything, but it was he got a standing. He was one of only 3 films that got a standing ovation.
Yeah, that's
when his
awesome.
film was over. It was really great, and I do have to mention too, and I forgive me if I've mentioned it before, but comedian George Gallo, who used to have a show in here, his son also graduated with Zach. In fact, they're good friends, and his name is Michael Gallo, and I got to tell you, the film he made, he won a lot of awards because he really, it was amazing. He made an amazing film. I don't know what his plans are for it. I don't know if he's going to throw it in other festivals or if he's just going to put it on YouTube. I don't know what his plan is, but I'll try to keep tabs on it because...
Yeah, nice to see such a bright future for that kid.
I don't know what his plans are for the future, but I don't know what his plans are with this film either. So if by chance, I don't know, maybe we'll get Zach and Mike and a few people to come in here maybe and we'll show the films. I don't know. We'll figure something out, but I'll keep you guys updated because it really was a great film. And again, Zach did a nice job too. So yeah, and then for
Just
the...
post it.
What's that?
Like, post the film.
Yeah, but that's
Are
what
you
I'm saying.
allowed
I
to
don't
do that?
know if that's I don't know what their plans are. I mean, maybe they're going to go into other festivals.
Oh, right.
know what I mean?
You can't just,
Right.
So,
so I do have a few pictures from the graduation.
okay. Where are you?
Not those,
Okay.
but yeah, start there. Yeah. So there's Zach and his girlfriend Leslie. She also graduated. Leslie, and again, talking about talented kids, Leslie's actually a year behind Zach, but she worked her ass off so that she can graduate with him. And she really did. We're talking summer classes. I didn't even know until she did it that during winter break, from New Year's to February when most colleges are off, they actually have what do they call it? A quick semester?
What month?
From New Year's to February when all schools are
it's
off.
winter. It's winter session.
Every
school has
it's called the winter
session, and it's usually 5 weeks.
Right, but it's a whole semester
Yeah.
worth of work.
It's just like the summer sessions. It's just the summer sessions only during the winter.
Yeah, but the summer sessions go like a month and a half. Like the winter session is shorter.
Like 2 weeks or something?
It's like I think 3
Like 8 hours a day or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
they really, and again, it's a whole semester's worth of work. So yeah, she did summer and winter. She took a few extra credits, during the regular school year. She really did. She worked her ass off, and in this festival, because she's not a director or a writer, at least not that I know of. She seems to be more of a hands-on person, cinematographer, photographer, director of photography. And it seemed like her name was on like 3/4 of these films. and you get as a senior, you don't have to make your own movie as long as you're working with other seniors on. You have to work on X amount of movies, and you'll get the same
that's
credit.
Great. Yeah.
So, and I'm telling you, it was at least half the films. Her name was on it, working on that film in some capacity. So some she was more involved than others, but she still worked her ass off on these films.
Yeah.
So so congratulations to her as well. What's the next picture? Us? Oh, there we are with the boy. What's the next one? It was nice that you were there because you missed the festival. So all right, let's not do that one yet. No, we don't have to skip. I just don't. Yeah, just.
Oh, you're done for a while?
Just for now,
You're still looking over here, so I thought maybe you wanted something else. Yeah, I felt awful missing it, but that was like the last couple of days of Cindy's life. So
right, yeah, the award ceremony was on the day she passed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was nice that you made it to the graduation.
Yeah.
And one thing. Which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Because we have more to talk about from Thursday, the very special Hicksville ceremony. But even at Five Towns at the college, there were some Hicksville connections, which was kind of cool. In fact, actually, we can show that one picture, the one on the end. On the end, yeah, yep. That's Steve Briety. He graduated from Hicksville a year before you. I've known him since I was a teen.
What does he do at Five Towns?
He's actually the chairman of their music department.
Oh, that's great.
He started out just as a music teacher. He's a phenomenal guitar player. He used to be in bands with my brother, and they used to write together and work together. But that was when they were teenagers. But yeah, he's an amazing guitar player. So it's nice to have the Hicksville connection there. Also, those of you who watch regularly, our good friend Chris Thomas. If you haven't heard me talk about it before, her brother was one of my closest friends, and one of her brothers was one of my closest friends. He passed in 2014. Brian Thomas. His oldest son Connor also graduated from Five Towns. This past Thursday with my son. Brian's oldest graduated with my son. Right. So congratulations to Connor Thomas. It was a little weird to watch another graduation with a Walker and a Thomas. They never are. Their paths didn't really cross because their majors were two completely different things. So they didn't really cross paths, which is probably a good thing because when me and Brian were together, it was always interesting. So. But it was cool. It was cool to see Brian's.
And he looks like him, so
he does look like. He even walks like him.
It's kind of nice to see him walk by.
And it was nice. We got to have a nice chat with Brian's wife before the ceremony. So it was good to see her. So congratulations to Connor and Zach and Leslie and everybody. Even a friend of Zach's from Wantagh. Zach grew up in Wantagh, and one of his close friends from kindergarten through today also went to Five Towns. So that was kind of cool to see these two who've, graduated elementary school, middle school, high school, and now college together. That was kind of cool. So, congratulations to everybody. But the best part of the ceremony, thanks to Sallie for capturing it on video.
Thanks to Sallie for capturing it on
video.
You
make sure you tell everybody that I got the video.
I got the greatest
I want
video
the credit
in the world. Because here's all these ceremonies, and you'll notice this whole next event after the graduation. There's nothing of me. It's just picture after picture of Tony and his weekend. So yeah, I want credit for this, Mr. Everything About You moment.
It's not about me. What do you mean about me? I'm talking about my son.
All right, we'll see.
Dick. So I will point out first before we show this that on Five Towns live stream, you can see it too.
But not what I got.
True, but what you can see on their stream is us looking at each other and laughing our asses off.
And me whispering in Tony's ear, I got that.
All right, so this is the beginning. So where we were sitting, which we didn't plan it, we just got lucky. to my left, I had an aisle seat, and so the aisle next to me is where the whole congregation, the whole procession,
The procession.
is where everybody was entering. You know, the
march.
the invited guests, the administration, the graduates, they were all coming in right next to us.
Bum, 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 bum. That thing.
So
Dun, dun,
Sallie
dun,
got
dun.
so Sallie got video. This is the very first people that are coming in. They're carrying the flags and all the commemorative poles and stuff. And just check this out. Watch what happens. I was joking. I saw you trip there. I saw you. You tripped it. I saw you.
Oh my God, Jesus! I'm about to stop graduation.
I laugh every single time. And now we're watching it again on our, because we have a delay.
Yeah,
A delay.
In the flag.
Poor girl. She was like so happy.
I love the way
to be
she's looking at the
carrying
camera the whole
the
time.
flag. I know. She was like so happy.
And then the way she goes, it's almost like she's horseback riding. She's like the one arm just goes, woo. I don't even know how, like, I don't even know what she did.
well,
like,
she fell down the stairs. So she hit
well,
the
I
step.
know that, but how is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how she did that.
I don't know. Maybe she was wearing high heels. They're rough sometimes.
Oh, my God. We laughed.
We have a problem with when people fall.
I wouldn't say it's a problem.
It's a problem.
As long as they're okay.
Yeah,
then-
if they're hurt, it's a different story.
A completely
but,
different story. But when they're fine.
But if you tell me a joke, I'm like, as poor Andy Fremder knows, if you tell me like a joke or a pun, I'm like, okay. And then if you like fall down on the way out, that's what makes me laugh. I think it's a problem. It's like a flaw in my personality.
No, it's not a problem at all. It's a lot of fun. It's
Like
it's
the
awesome.
time, like for example, like Joey Cola, who I adore. He sat here one time and he was like talking. He was like doing the Joey Cola thing, blah, 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 like a lot of energy. And then he gets up and
Because he was leaving.
yeah. And we have a sliding glass door to leave, and he walked right through the glass door, like
Well, he didn't walk
bounced.
through it.
Well, he like bounced off of it,
Right, yeah.
And then it was like, oh, and then he left, and like everything else was so great to see him, but that's what I remember about that day. I was driving home by myself, laughing that Joey Cola walked through our door.
The bad thing about it was that we didn't have it on video because we only had, I think, 2 cameras in here at the
Yeah.
time. So we did. If that was now,
Because he was
we
like
probably would have caught it
He
on
was
one
like
of
a
these cameras.
cartoon. He was like blah 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 blah.
Well,
like
remember-
his arms were up.
But remember,
Like he didn't just like hit his head. He was like, ooh.
and if you were watching the show at the time, all you see is us kind of, because there was more to it. Remember, didn't he try to slide the other end of it, and it doesn't slide, and then
'Cause
he
at
was
first
like,
we were just looking at him like, what are you doing? Because he was like trying to pull the door out of the wall,
Right.
Instead of like pick the side that moves.
and then, but didn't he trip also? Like I feel like there was more to it, or he got, or I think that was when we had the high chairs. I think he had trouble getting off of it or something, and then he tried to open the wrong side, and then he walked into the glass, and we were all just sitting here.
And then I think we went to the bathroom and we were just like,
Finally, we
Poor
were like,
Joey
Joey, are you
Cola.
all right? Yeah, it was really strange.
Yeah.
So that was the highlight of the day right there, that video.
yeah.
Great ceremony. If you're friends with me on Facebook, I posted a video with some personal highlights.
Oh, you did a great job on that video.
Thanks. And there
Yeah,
was,
you put like a whole bunch of stuff together.
yeah, there was this one couple from New Orleans that they were indoctoring. I don't know if that's the right word.
Yeah, professional
You know,
clarinet player and
yeah,
her
and a
husband
tuba.
who played a tuba.
and they rocked the place, man. It was
very
so cool.
New Orleans-ish.
Yeah. Well, yeah, right. That's where they're from, and they're street performers, and that was really cool. There were some, some other musical numbers from the theater department and stuff like that. But I would have liked to have seen, because the theater department did I think 2 songs, right?
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen more from the actual music department. Throw a few guitar players up there, throw a drummer up there. Let's see what they got. And I also would have liked to have seen, because I'm a big theater guy, but I'm not a musical theater guy. So I would have liked, maybe throw one
skit or something.
Yeah, one skit, one scene up there. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that. But all in all, great job.
Yeah, it was a great
well
ceremony.
done, Five Towns College.
I enjoyed it.
Great school. So that was in the morning on Thursday. And then Thursday night, and like I said, big Hicksville, it was cool to have the Hicksville connections Thursday morning at the college. I mean, it was an emotional day as it is, seeing your son graduate. And then you have these, like a Brian Thomas connection, which, again, he passed away 2014 at the age of 40. So it was 2014. So I think he was 45. Yeah, I think he was 45. Way too young. So, so that was emotional to see him. But then Thursday night, Hicksville had a special event at Hicksville High School. They just redid their auditorium. And they did a beautiful job. They put millions into it. And state-of-the-art technology, and they just redid the whole thing. And they decided to name it after a music teacher that taught there for almost 30 years. His name is Chuck Arnold. Chuck Arnold is he's known for telling Billy Joel. Billy Joel went to Hicksville High School like we did, and Chuck Arnold actually said to Billy Joel, "You should be a professional musician." And that's what motivated Billy Joel to actually go for it, because he felt this guy, this teacher, I don't know about today, with social media and technology and access to the whole world on a computer screen. But for us, prior to the internet, prior to social media, for a teenager, your high school was your whole world.
Yeah.
That's where anything and everything happened for you. And we didn't have outside influences or sources. It just was your high school. So these teachers, and again, I don't know about how it is today. My impression from the outside, and I could be completely wrong, but my impression is teachers don't have the same impact that they had on us.
I don't know. Kevin's really close with his teachers.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he really is. Because I used to think that too until I saw my kids in high school. Because I used to think, wow, they don't have the same relationship. But I think now when they got into their high, 11th and 12th grade, it changed a little bit.
All right, but
we were always close with our teachers.
I was close to several teachers, but I went to baseball games with teachers.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff you don't see.
Yeah, you don't see that.
And of course we can make all the jokes about it and stuff, but I'm telling you, there was not, for me personally, there was nothing creepy going on. And you know what, too, if you stayed late and you missed the bus, or if you're, whatever you were staying late for, whether it was extra help or a sports event or rehearsal on a theater event, if you missed the bus, the teachers would drive you home. Mm-hmm. You can't do that anymore. So that's why I feel maybe it's not the same. But anyway, the point being was that these teachers were all we had. You couldn't look on YouTube and be inspired by somebody your age doing something. Maybe you'd read about it in the newspaper, or maybe you'd see something on TV. But even cable TV was not, 800 channels like back then, like it is now. Mm-hmm. So our reach was very limited. So teachers were, their words, their actions, their opinions meant a lot to us back then. It was. I feel that they helped shape us more than today, because again, you have so much outside.
Yeah, and I say that all the time with the Hicksville graduates. I just feel like whenever I run into someone, and it doesn't even matter what age they are, when they were raised by pretty much the teachers that we were raised by. It's kind of like siblings. Like you just have kind of a similar outlook because you were raised by the same teachers. Like I see it all over the place. I see it with you, with your class, with my class. For example, I take care of a couple of dogs for this one lady who graduated probably 15 years after me, and I just immediately clicked with her. And finally, it turns out she's a Hicksville graduate. It's like it just seems to be easy. So it was different.
So this teacher, so for a teacher to say to someone like Billy Joel, you should become a musician, that really carries a lot of weight. And even with the Billy Joel thing aside, he was a great teacher.
How old is he here? How old is he?
He's 90. He just turned 90 in April.
Wow.
And
he looks great.
Yeah, for 90, he looks. I look almost the same age.
He always had a good swagger about him.
He always had swagger. He was always very cool and smooth. Yeah.
You could see him when he walked through the hallways in high school. He always had a sweet, funny swagger. Is the best way I could describe it.
He affected thousands of students. I know my brother holds him in high regard. I was not a big music guy. Because I don't feel I can sing well, and I don't play any instruments. But I was in chorus, so so I knew him through that. And then working with him, on high school plays, especially the musical where I did have to sing, he was a tremendous help. And he's just a great teacher. I got along with him really well during my senior year. I spent a lot of time with him.
Yeah, because he had a good sense of humor, so we probably appreciated that.
He had a good sense of humor, and to me, I always just equate it to a college campus, because at Hicksville High School they had you have the auditorium, and then behind it was all the music, the band and the chorus and stuff, and even the drama club worked back there, and the drama classes, they just made room for the drama classes either in the auditorium or in the music rooms. So it was almost like a separate area, and I always just felt it was like a college campus, because the only people who would go back that way were the musicians and the actors. Mm-hmm. And I was also heavily into art at the time, but that was in a different area. So I always enjoyed hanging out in the the theater / music area. It was just a world that that I identified with and fit in with, and just really loved it. And I'm sure that's a big reason why he represents all that to me. And I made friends that like Brian Thomas. I mean, I knew Brian already, and we were kind of close, but that year we got closer because Brian too got into the theater that year with me. And there's just so many great memories. And again, he's one of the faces of what provided all that. So it was a cool thing. So this picture is actually from Wednesday night. There was a dinner in his honor that Sallie and I went to, and we saw some great Hicksville people. The one picture I brought with me from that dinner, because again, talking about the graduation with the Hicksville connections, and now talking about this, it just go to that picture. No, yeah, the picture. It was just kind of a big reminder to me of just how great, like you said, we have great connections and we get along well with people from Hicksville. But it just reminded me of we have a lot of great people that graduated from Hicksville. Billy Joel, Lorraine Bracco. We have kidney doctors that have made an effect on the world. Policemen, hero firemen. And in this picture here, that's Jerry Martier. If you grew up listening to the radio, and I would say probably from the late 70s even to now, Jerry was on WBAB until maybe about 25 years ago. Now he's on Q104.3, classic rock, here in New York. And Maria Melito, who's also on Q104.3, she's also a Hicksville graduate. I don't have a picture of her.
Okay.
So it was, and I've met Jerry before. So it was cool to see him. It's just a great reminder. We have people in the medical field, law enforcement, in all all sorts of walks of life, and it's a nice reminder of all the great people that we have there. So Wednesday was a dinner. Thursday morning was Zach's graduation, and Thursday night was the ceremony at Hicksville High School, where they're going to name this theater the Chuck Arnold Theater. So that's a picture of Chuck talking at the event itself, where they named the theater after him. And speaking of great people from Hicksville, so they had 5 people speak at the event, and what happened was they had reached out to some people and asked them if they were interested in speaking, and if so, what would they, they basically said, if you are interested, give us an example of what you'd like to talk about. So I was one of the people they reached out to, which floored me, but and of course I was honored. So and I said, yeah,
not me.
Well, you didn't take chorus.
No, I meant it didn't surprise me that they picked you.
I thought you were saying they didn't invite you. So, and I do hold the teachers that got me involved in theater. I hold them in high regard. So I figured, a chance to say thank you. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I jumped at the opportunity, and I sent them a paragraph of what I would, think about saying. So, no, show the other one first. In order. So I was fortunate enough to be picked as one of the people that would give a speech. So again, going back to great people from Hicksville. So the first speaker was this woman, Judith. What is it?
Clerman.
She's she was it? I don't know if she was or still is. I don't think she is anymore. A teacher at Juilliard, which we all know is a major school. And she's a conductor, and she does a lot of things in the music world. And then Dana Scahill, Judith graduated in the 70s. Dana graduated, I think 86, 85 or 86. I think it's 86.
86.
Thank you. So she's also a music teacher. And I mean, she was in tears thanking Mr. Arnold.
She made me cry.
Did she?
Yeah.
The next speaker, who you've seen on our show a few times, Bobby Sen. I know he doesn't like being associated with it all the time, but if you guys, for our show, to help you, if you don't know who he is, he did our show with us a few years ago on 9/11, where we did like a 4-hour show with him, 3 or 4 hour show with him. Bobby was a fireman. He's retired. He was a fireman. He was at 9/11. He was in both buildings when they collapsed. So he's just a hero, and just an all-around great guy, funny guy. I've always admired Bobby, even before 9/11. He graduated in 86. I was 88. As a guy that wasn't really in the theater program at the time, watching Bobby was fantastic in the plays, and he was a great singer. I don't know, I haven't heard him sing since, but he was a great singer back then. He was a guy where I was like, that guy, like, because he's tall, he has blue eyes, like, Bobby should have. I was actually shocked he became a fireman. I really thought we'd see him in the movie someday. I thought he was that good, and that he's a guy, he's got a lot of swagger and personality and
people
presence.
just adore him.
Yeah.
Like, you can't help but love Bobby Sen.
So he he's one of those guys that gets asked to speak at a lot of things, I'm sure because
he's
of 9/11.
He's very good at speaking.
Very good at it. He's funny.
I've heard him do a eulogy.
Yeah, I was about to say that. A friend of ours who passed a few years ago, he did a fantastic eulogy there. And even at this thing, he did a nice job of, like, he had some funny lines, but at the same time, he had some really sweet lines, some really heartfelt stuff. It was just very well done, and Bobby always has the right words. You can tell he puts a lot of thought into it, takes the time. Should be I don't want to say a politician, but some kind of professional speaker or speechwriter or something. He just does a really great job, and it's always great to see him. So, and then then it was tough because I had to follow that.
And who brought that up but me?
Yeah.
I go, sweet Jesus, you have to follow Bobby Sen.
We
I go, good luck.
we go into the ceremony and they're handing out the programs as we're walking in. Sit down. You got the cover. It was only a cover, unfolds, and then the back. So it was just basically one piece of paper.
Yeah, a small little pamphlet.
But you open up the cover. The very first page is just a quote. It's a one-sentence quote, but it takes up the whole page. But it's a quote from Bobby Sen.
Yeah.
So then you look at the program and it has the order of what's happening. This one speaks. This one does this. This one's going to sing. And then alumni speeches. And it has
he was
these.
very good.
What?
And he was very good.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Bobby was the best. And it had the 4 speakers listed. And I see that I'm last. I'm like, holy shit. And again,
but you did fine. You did great. Like
Well,
you did great.
seeing Bobby Sen's name before, not only am I last, but I got to follow Bobby Sen. I'm like,
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
I was worried for you at first, but you did great.
I actually did, which I don't get nervous often anymore because I've been on stage so much. I get excited energy, but I don't get nervous. Well, I still get nervous when I do stand-up, but this was the most nervous I've been in years. Mm-hmm. To the point where my stomach was like acting funny. I'm like, and I remember thinking to myself, I got to get this done because I know I'll feel better as soon as I'm done. So I got to get up there and finish this because I don't feel good. So Bobby does his thing, and then it was my turn.
Look how cute you are.
Oh goodness. I think it went well. I was definitely
It went great.
What?
Just shut up. It went great.
It went great.
It went great. Everyone, in fact, people. It was most of the laughs were from you. It was awesome. It was awesome.
So another reason I was nervous was because there were rumors of a surprise guest. Now, the night before at the dinner, I was talking to Mr. Arnold's daughter, who did say to me, look, don't tell anybody, but yes, he is definitely showing up. So that made me nervous too, because I knew as the last one, I knew the surprise speech would be right after me. So I'm like, holy shit. So this is what's happening right after I'm done. So yeah, Billy Joel did show up. It was...
And he did a great job too. Everyone did a great job. I was really happy for Mr. Arnold.
Yeah, Mr. Arnold deserves it. And it was...
And I'm glad they honored him before he passed away. You know, I mean, a lot of times when you're going to do something that big, like put, someone's name on a street or do an auditorium or something like that, it's after they pass. Like, big freaking deal. Thanks a lot. The fact that everyone honored him while he was here, and he still is. I mean, he's 90, but he's still all there. It was great.
Let me just read some comments for a second, and I'll get back to this. Jeff Bosey just stopping by to say hello. Have a great day, everyone, and thank you to the heroes that let us enjoy Memorial Day. Well said, Jeff. Carol Miner says we used to call Chuck Arnold the Tom Brokaw of Hicksville. He's the best.
Oh yeah, I see that. I could totally see that.
But
yeah.
he has a different swagger. There is a physical resemblance to Tom Brokaw, but Tom Brokaw was more
arrogant.
Some people,
Mr. Arnold isn't.
Right.
He can't help being hot.
Tom Brokaw has been, like, some people have questioned his sexuality.
Really?
Yeah, and then you do kind of see it a little bit. He has a little bit of a...
I don't see that.
A little bit. If you look at it, you'll see it. Mr. Arnold, he didn't have that. He was smoother. He was cooler. Tom Brokaw didn't come across cool.
No.
Jerry Lehane, I coined classic rock format, 1984, passed to Philly DJ Pierre Robert at WMMR. Carol Miner says, I was awesome. All right, thank you, Carol. I appreciate that. So it was definitely a surreal moment, to finish up a speech, have the superintendent of Hicksville, who was hosting, saying, all right, thank you, Tony. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Billy Joel. Like, I was barely at my seat, and all of a sudden there's Billy Joel walking in, taking the podium that I just walked away from.
His breath touched yours.
My fart illuminated on that podium.
Just hugged him.
And waft Billy Joel. No, it was really cool. It was a little surreal, but fortunately, I mean, of course, the crowd went. You heard this big when his name was mentioned, but thankfully, the place calmed down quickly. Billy gave his speech just like anybody else did, and then he went to his seat like anybody else did.
Yeah, he didn't take over.
Right, it didn't become Billy Joel's in Hicksville.
He's good about that.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to take anyone's, steal anyone's fire.
So it was really great that he showed. It was cool that we got to see it and be a part of it.
He was good.
But then, I mean, maybe a minute before this whole thing ended, Billy darted out a side door, which again,
That's
best. As
fine.
much as we want, as much as everybody in this room would like to have an opportunity to take a picture with him and talk to him, and we all would have done it. But at the same time, it was like, all right, that's good that he's leaving because this is about Mr. Arnold.
Yeah, because then we surrounded Mr. Arnold and got pictures with him.
Carol says, I hope you took advantage and asked Billy to be on the show. Carol, honest to God, it was in my head that if he stuck around and people were getting introduced and taking pictures to him, I did have it in my head that if I had the opportunity, I'd say, okay, Billy, I know you have this a female assistant. I don't know her name. How do I get in touch with her? How do I get you to Governors in the studio for an interview? That, I swear to you, that would have been the first thing I would have said to him. But I was kind of glad I didn't get the opportunity. Again, this night was about Mr. Arnold, and it was a well-deserved honor for him. That's right. There's one last picture. Billy and Chuck. So, yeah, it was just a real... I repeated it a few times, the whole Hicksville connection with the graduation that morning and then the dinner with this the night before and then the ceremony itself.
Yeah, it's a whirlwind.
It was a lot. And I was working on that speech like crazy.
Yeah.
And it does, and it affects you in a way that you don't think about beforehand. Like you just start to realize, again, all the great people you grew up with, all the great memories.
Is that why you were crying upstairs for so long?
Yes.
You were working on your speech?
I can't even think. I can't see the keyboard.
my teardrops are hitting my keyboard.
I think I was crying because you were yelling, I want credit for taking that video. I was like, oh my God, shut her up, please.
When will she stop talking?
Doesn't she have something to do somewhere? Doesn't she have to go walk a dog? And it's cool too that we're there together, being that we.
Oh, you noticed that I was part of it. Okay.
I think you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were, because you knew all these people too.
Yeah.
So it was nice that we're able to share that instead of me saying,
Yeah, I
so
love
this
that.
one did this and this one,
I was thinking that as we were walking from the car, because you're like, I'm really bad with names, so if I don't write, I'm like, it's my class too. It's not just you. It's not always about you. In fact, you know what I did? I went because they had. You know what I would have done if I wish they would have done is because there were people that graduated 1961.
1962 was he taught at Hicksville High School from 62 to 89.
So everyone wore name tags, their name and the year they graduated, and so that was really cool. So I've got two older sisters, so I was going around from table to table seeing 1970, 1977. And I'm like, do you know Lori O'Neill? And actually, Mr. Larson, the music teacher who I can't call Don. I'm sorry, Don. I can't call you by your first name. Lori's class was the first.
Take that off.
Sure. Lori's class was the first class that he taught music to. He was the band teacher. And so he just has really fond memories of her. And then he had me also. So he came up to me. He's like, Sallie O'Neill. So it was funny.
Yeah, that was cool. He is. He's a good guy.
And he sat with us. He was like, I don't know anyone at my table. I'm like, please come and sit at our table.
Yeah. Yeah, great guy. We had a nice time with him. So congratulations again to Mr. Arnold. We were trying, for those of you who have been watching our show for a while, back in 2020 was when this was supposed to happen. And then, of course, with the quarantine and the pandemic, it didn't happen. But Chuck Arnold was going to be in for a few days. He's been living in Colorado for probably 20 years or so now. And he was going to be in Hicksville for a while, and he was going to come on the show here. He was going to come in.
I forgot to talk to him about that because we lived in the same town.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I totally forgot to bring that up.
So this time obviously they finally were able to have the ceremony after the pandemic, but this time he was only in for 2 days, so he just didn't have time to come in. But I do hope at some point we can figure something out, whether it's Zoom or if he's 90. I don't know if he would make his way back here, but
maybe if I were 90 and I got on a plane from Colorado, had like 4 events in 2 days, and then flew back, he's going to be sleeping for like 3 weeks. Like, can you imagine how exhausted he must have been?
So, well, hopefully we can figure something out. But you did something interesting at the dinner. You saw somebody at a table by themselves.
Yes, I was a good Samaritan.
You can't say the word, but yes, you are a good
But I was.
Samaritan. Yeah.
Yeah, I am good that way. I hate to see people feeling all lonely. Yeah, you tell it.
Oh, you want me to tell it? Because my version of the story might be different from yours.
Oh, bad or good?
It's cool.
No, good, go.
So we were sitting at the table, and we were not sitting at the table we were supposed to be at. Or were we?
Well, we saw the towers, so
right.
We want to sit near them.
And then they left, sons of bitches. So, but I think it was the table we were supposed to be at, I think. But anyway, so we saw somebody sitting by themselves, and our table had finished the bread that was at our table. And
I didn't go over to get bread.
You went over there just for the bread.
I did not go over to get bread. I did bring bread back.
Somebody at the table actually said, I wish we can get more bread.
Really?
And then was it you? Somebody asked one of the workers at the hall for more bread, and they said we don't have any more.
Oh, that wasn't me because I didn't know that.
Because it was right after that you got up, went to this girl at the table
bread
by herself, asked her to come sit with us, and you walked back carrying the bread.
Yeah, that was last minute. I was getting food, because it was a buffet. So I walked up there, and out of the corner of my eye, I see Vicky, who now we're friends. And she was what, your class or the class before?
She was 86.
Okay. So and that was cool, like meeting her from different classes. So she's just sitting there by herself, So I just, instead of coming back, I was just like, ugh. So I walked over to her. I was like, hey. I go, we're sitting like way over there. Do you want to come sit with us? And she just looks at me. She goes, oh, yes, thank you. And I'm like, cool. I go, oh, I'm taking your bread. She goes, yeah. So I brought like the basket back with me.
Vicky, who I didn't realize at the time, I couldn't really see you that well. But when she came over, and I said it to her, I said, oh, I know you.
Yeah.
She was 86. She's only 2 years above me, and I have seen her since high school.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was her back there at the time.
She was great.
But yeah, I love that you brought her over. She's awesome. We had a really good time with her. We hung out with her a little bit at the ceremony. But you skipped what she said to you when you. First off, yeah, you went for the bread.
No, I didn't.
She went for the bread.
I didn't go for the bread.
She wanted the bread.
No, have an apple.
Bread.
I didn't go for bread.
Bread. But you skipped what she said to you.
What? What'd she say?
It was one of the first things she said to you when you went over to the table.
Oh, yeah, that is true. I totally forgot about that because I've seen her for like 2 days in a row, at ceremony. So, yeah, so I go over there and I ask her, and then she looks at me and she goes, I watch your radio show. And I go, what? I watch your radio show. And I'm like, that's crazy. I was like, all right, come over.
Yeah, Vicky and Gina Pacifico Brown are good friends. Gina used to watch our show regularly. She still occasionally tunes in. Yeah, they're best friends. So, yeah. So that was cool. We had a lot of fun with her.
Yeah, really cool.
Just, again, a lot of great people. And, it was overwhelming at times because things like that just... The memories come flooding back. Facebook did that for me when I first joined Facebook.
Yeah, you couldn't get enough of it.
And it just, because I did not keep in touch with a lot of people.
Well, you at least are still, like when Facebook came out, like, I don't know, for us, it was what, 2008?
I joined in 2008.
Yeah, that's when most of the older people joined. The kidlings joined in college, but, we were late in the game. And, but I remember 2008, you were still here on Long Island, so at least you could run into people. Yeah. I mean, I hadn't been back to Long Island since I was 19, and, my family had lived in all different places, so there was no reason to come back really and visit.
Yeah.
And so when Facebook came out, it was the first time that I talked to anyone from my 20 years and under. It was great. I loved it. I keep in contact with my sisters.
Right.
I loved it.
Well, and that was the thing. So when I started seeing names and people that I hadn't even thought about, honestly, in years, like, it was just this big, massive wave of memories came back. Mm-hmm. Things I hadn't thought about in years, things I don't know why I even remembered, and to the point where high school could have been yesterday. I remembered so much.
Yeah.
And, and then, of course, people were putting together, real get-togethers, physical get-togethers. And it got to the point where I was like, I started to think, why did I lose touch with these people?
Right.
There are some really great people here.
Because you kind of lose track.
But it's been nothing but a fantastic experience. I've been reunited with probably hundreds of people.
Oh yeah, more for me. Well, yeah, a lot more.
And then through each other, getting to know other Hicksville people, and even through this event, In fact, I don't know if I told you about this. I was standing there talking to Sean Tower.
Yeah.
And this woman walks up to me and she goes, "I think I worked with you in Murder Mysteries."
Oh, really?
And I was like, "What?"
Oh, that's cool.
And then she did mention a name that rang a bell. I don't know. Of course, I don't even remember what the name was. But yeah, she's like, "Yeah, I think we worked together." And she's like, "Yeah, look me up." And she just kept walking. I was like, "Okay." And I turned to Sean. I have no idea who that is.
Who told you about Facebook? How'd you hear about it?
I was at my 20-year high school reunion, and Robin Mirsky told me about it.
Because like my sister Lori did, because at the time she had 3 kids in college. And so that's how they all communicated with each other. And she's like, I want to communicate with you guys. And then it wasn't this whole big thing. She just said, hey, you should get on here because then you could talk to Stephanie and Kristen. And I was like, all right. And then I didn't do it for a long time. And then she's like, you should join this because then you can keep in contact with we always talk with each other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, don't we always talk? And she goes, no, we could talk as like a group.
And regularly instead of the
and
once
she's
a
like
month
you could put pictures
call.
on, and I just remember her explaining Facebook, which was
And that's the way I've always looked at Facebook. It is almost like a teenager's room, where you can just post your favorite pictures, like you were posting posters on a wall. You can post your favorite music, just like and video clips, like you do in your room, playing your music and watching TV. To me, it's just that's always what I've. That's always how I've approached my Facebook wall. It's just like that, and it's cool because then people get to see what your interests are, and they just get a feel for who you are, and then you get to communicate with each other.
I was sad when YouTube got all cranky about posting YouTube, like if a song, like a great song on YouTube, if you posted it on your wall, they would yell at you. I'm like, I used to love being able to do that.
Yeah, me too.
Like, oh, check out this new band, or check out this old song. I didn't even know they did this live. I loved that.
Yeah, but it was just so. It's been great to reconnect and then attend, ceremonies like this and be a part of it.
You know what? And this is has
me.
nothing to do with anything other than Facebook. But what I've kind of been doing every day, and it sounds really kind of goofy because I have Cindy's phone. And, I have, like, her Facebook, and I have everything. Like, I haven't done anything with her phone. Like, she's always been on my account anyway, so it's worth $20 to me to keep her phone alive. I'm probably going to keep her phone alive till I'm, like, 89. But what I do every morning, like, after I feed all the dogs and I, like, finally, like, sit down and I make tea, is I go on her phone and I look at her memory for the day. And it's, like, so cool. She posts, like, all these amazing things about the dogs she's saved, like, all these, like, funny things. I feel like every day I'm, like, with her.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting couple of days, and really, really nice. And it was. I was honored to be a part of it. And it was really cool, and of course, and of course, even Bobby Sen was like, "You still doing the show over there?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I don't get the notifications." I said, "Yeah, Facebook sucks. They don't send out notifications anymore because they want us to pay, which is why we've been pushing YouTube for a while." But yeah, he said he wants to come back.
Good.
I said, "Of course, open invite, pal." It wasn't just a 9/11. He's been back here once or twice, other times.
Yeah, I told him to bring Christine.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. So that was fun. What did we do the rest of the weekend? Because that was Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I've just been packing Cindy stuff up, and it's been like difficult because like there are things that
She was a hoarder.
Well, anyone can look like a hoarder when they take an entire house in Georgia and stick it in a child's bedroom and a hall closet. So
I mean, she slept with stuff on the bed, for Pete's sake.
yeah, because there was no room. She's got stuff under the bed. She's got a really big closet in her room and a long hall closet, and there's just stuff everywhere. But like
even stuff in Sammy's closet.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh my God, you just added another closet to me.
It's not that much in there.
Fuck's sake. No, I know that there is. I know that there's stuff. But
it's not that much.
Now it just hit me.
It's not that much.
But yeah, I'm going, and I don't want to throw anything. I have to obviously have to throw stuff out because there's stuff that she wouldn't even keep. Just like all these, pieces of paper. Like, oh, don't forget to get bread. Like. Yeah. So I'm like, but I don't want to throw out anything important. So I'm like hand touching every single thing to see, and I'm saving some stuff for our other sister. You found like stuff like pictures of yourself that you've never even seen. Yeah, I thought you were going to put the picture of me in the with that saxophone up here, but it was all about you day.
It's not all about me day. It's about my son and Mr. Arnold day. But no, I didn't touch the picture, and then it's in that thing. I wouldn't have touched it without your permission.
Yeah, you can't. You're not going to be able to pull that up. You just have to take a picture of it.
Oh, I don't know how that would come out, but I could try.
I'll do it. I'll bring it to like the Mike and Hirschman show because they care more about my stuff anyway.
Yeah, well,
obviously
they care more about your stuff. It wasn't even an option to bring that stuff here. You found that stuff. You're like, oh, I'm bringing it to Hershey and Keegan. You didn't even say, hey, what do you think about bringing it on our show? You just went straight to them.
I didn't bring it to them to bring it on the show.
Yes, you said that to me. You said I'm going to bring it on. I'm going to bring it to them so they can go through it on the show.
No, I didn't.
You said those words.
I didn't. I said I'm going to bring it to them because between Mike Keegan, who's an IT guy, you just shut up over that.
No,
shut up.
I am shutting up. I'm waiting to hear where you're going with this.
Up.
I'm just listening
your energy
to you.
isn't shutting up, so just calm down.
You're not shutting up my energy. Just say what you got to say.
Chill out over there.
Say what you got to say.
Take 3 deep breaths.
No.
Cleansing breath.
No.
Well, wait.
You took the cleansing breath. Go ahead.
So Mike Keegan he's an IT guy, and then Hirschman knows every little thing about every little freaking thing. So I just figured between those two guys, they would know what those glasses were. And actually, they didn't at all. It was, what, Plagianos? Not you. Plagianos.
No. That's not why I pointed at myself, Dick. I was going to ask you if I can speak.
No. I'm not done. Shut the fuck up.
That's what I was asking.
So I came... the answer is no. That's why I said calm down.
Fine. I'll wait. Go ahead. No problem.
Go sit on the couch.
Go suck it.
So punch her in the face. So I figured, all right, I'm going to show them because they both, at least, Mark gets here fairly early. I was going to ask him. And then, and Mike got here fairly early too that day. And I was like, what in the world is in here? He goes, oh, what is that? So I told him it's like this like box that my sister has like all these like weird things in. And I didn't even add anything to the box. It was just all these weird random things that I don't have any idea what it is at all. So he goes, save it for the show. And I go, and he goes, save it for the show. And he goes, is it? And I go, feds could show up at the door. I don't know. But she's passed, so who cares? And so we waited.
All right, I heard you said Keegan was an IT guy, and forgive me, I already forgot why you said you wanted Hirschman to see it.
Hirschman just knows like things.
Hirschman knows sports.
No.
And he's a guidance counselor. Like, what makes you think? He's
a guidance counselor?
He's like some shit like that. Yeah.
That's what he does? He works at a school?
Yeah, he works at like.
I thought he worked at home. He works in his home office.
No, he works at like what was that beauty school?
He works at a beauty school?
No, it's what's that school he works at? I forget the name of it. It's a known local school. It's like a business school or something. It's not like a SUNY college or something. It's one of those fly-by-night. No, I'm kidding. He's like something like that.
I don't know. I just figured they were a good Good person to ask.
All right, so yeah, that's what I'm confused. So first of all, in the box was a USB cord. This little thing called, what was it? The parent.
Mommy something. It actually said the word mommy on it.
No, it was parents.
No, mommy something.
Mommy says, it was just like this little device, and you probably just press the buttons, and it has like a different saying, like put that down or go to bed or something.
Why would she have that?
Then it had these weird, really, tight glasses. So, what makes you think? You figured an IT guy just because there was a USB cord in this thing?
For the mommy thing, I thought he would know what that was.
That wasn't a computer.
Yeah, but it was some handheld device. I still don't even know what it is.
But it says mommy something, like, so it's obviously like, it's not a spy. They wouldn't call like a spy thing mommy. It's obviously some kind of entertainment. So you ask an IT guy and a guy that does nothing, as opposed to Andy Pajanos, who's here on Fridays,
right?
Who gets like 99% of our trivia questions. The guy who was like a trained assassin in the Air Force and is like a spy, and the guy spent an hour on that lock last week. We were locked out, like trying to figure out.
I told him it wouldn't
work.
Right,
but he almost. There was one, actually a few times he came very, very close.
No.
And you can hear like the teeth catching. And he's standing there doing the math in his head. It's like, okay, this one catches this way, and this one will catch if I do this. I'm telling you, he came very close at times, and it was still amazing to watch because you could see his mind at work and how he does things. But you know how smart he is.
Yeah.
Keegan.
Yeah.
Keegan.
Yeah.
The guy just enjoys pissing off theater companies. He doesn't have smarts. It doesn't matter. It could have been Joe Biden. It could have been the president. You have Andy Pajanos.
Yeah.
How is he not the first?
Who actually did know.
Exactly. So I brought. I said, fine, screw her. I brought it in myself on Friday. Andy knew what those glasses were.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that mommy thing was just a toy.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that little belt thing, obviously he was just like, it's a collar for an animal.
It isn't, though. It's
Why
so
not?
small. I think it's to like wrap around to.
They have small animals. What do you mean?
It's so. I've never seen a collar like that.
You don't think that collar would fit around your Jack Russell dog?
Yeah, but there's a dog. Stop at the hand. You're like,
well, yeah, it was.
So a dog collar will have like a metal loop also to attach the lead, and it doesn't have that. It's just it's just like a belt, and it's so small
it did look
that
like
it
a
can't
little
fit around
tiny
anything
belt.
other than
You're
your
right.
arm. Like I think it's for like.
I still think it's a dog collar, even though it didn't have that thing.
It could actually be because like it's amazing the things that I found because she was a vet tech and she actually worked at an animal hospital in Georgia where she did a lot of stuff, and they would send her they would have her take animals into rescue that were high needs. Like I don't mean behavior, but like one dog, this poor greyhound, they put a thing around its leg and dragged it behind on a truck. So all like the skin was off the dog's like leg, and so like things that I found in her room were things like they were like IV bags and IV needles and like all of this stuff. Like one piece of equipment is
she doing backroom abortions? What the hell's going on here?
Well, she saved a lot of. I mean, like I told her that one story. She was a vet tech in Manhattan, and here in New York, there are just so many things that they allow a vet tech to do. Like now the vet has to do all this stuff, but Cindy knows how to do all this stuff, because in Georgia, whoever could help could help. So she's in Manhattan, and this one dog was getting a vaccine. And the vet is supposed to stay. It was a vaccination clinic, so the dogs were just lined up. And so this one vet, she ran out to just grab a sandwich, but the dog that she just gave the inoculation to had a really bad reaction and was foaming and was like, I don't know, stroking out. I don't know what was going on. But
Right.
Cindy saw it, and everyone else in the store was like, and Cindy like,
What'd they do?
Cindy reached into the doctor's bag, grabbed an IV, hung it, stuck it in in the dog's arm, and she was totally fine and saved. And by the time the doctor got back, she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you knew how to do that."
But that doesn't explain why she had IV bags at home.
She just brought everything with her that she would need for, I don't know, have you not watched The Walking Dead? You need equipment to stay alive. So she, brought her medical stuff with her. Anything that she needed. Like she even has, those tags that you put on a dog so that if it gets lost, I don't know what you call it.
Like a name tag.
No, it's like a thing in the skin.
Oh, those chips?
Yeah. She even has like a chip thing that it's this big thing that puts a chip in a dog. I just found that the other day. There's like so much stuff. It's unreal.
Did you put it in me while I'm sleeping?
So I know where you are. See if you turn off 360 again.
I don't turn it off.
He does.
And I need to be followed anyway. Because I'm such a badass. But it did. It looked like a miniature belt, but still, Annie Plagianos, and this show would be the first place I would bring this stuff. Instead, you bring it to they don't even let you on camera, those fuckers.
I don't want to be on camera.
All right.
Everyone wonders why I don't come in all the time. Sallie, why aren't you on the show?
You said it. I don't want to be on camera.
I don't know. I just want to spend a day with no aggravation.
Carol says, Mr. Arnold is just the best and helped so many students, even taught my older brother David piano in our home.
Oh, wow.
And she's glad that we were both got to go to the ceremony.
Yeah, me too.
Jerry Lehane is saying a whole bunch of things. It's not a girl choker, you freak.
Can you imagine Cindy wanting to get choked? Oh, my God.
I didn't need that visual this morning.
It would just be so funny for her. Not the personality for it.
All right, well, Memorial Day, the official beginning, well, not the unofficial beginning of summer.
Is
right?
It?
Yeah, it's like the unofficial. Yeah, things start happening at the beaches now.
It's still spring, though.
Right, hence the word unofficial.
The end of June is summer.
Right.
Enjoy spring. Stop trying to make everything go so fast.
Unofficial. Because now we have carnivals. Like there's a carnival right outside.
It's a spring carnival. We're going to a spring Oh, you're not going to go to Kevin's spring concert tomorrow. That's right. You're going to miss his last concert.
Well, you're going to miss it too if you go tomorrow because it's Wednesday.
Today's Monday.
Do not say why.
Okay.
Because I don't know if other people want that known.
You're going to have dinner with Billy Joel.
Yeah, right. It's actually the Pope. Yeah, so the things are, we're going to get involved a little bit with the band shell. The Jones Beach band shell.
Oh, good.
More details on that coming soon. Little teaser for you. Very excited.
Good.
But yeah, there's a carnival right outside the door here, happening in this big parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Parades, and yeah, it's the unofficial start of summer, which is very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Going to be a fun year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, so there you go. So enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day. Don't forget the reason that we do have this holiday, as you're eating your burgers and dogs and watching the game and getting naked. Steve Squared is on tonight?
Yeah, you keep asking.
I do keep asking, so I keep forgetting. Steve Squared tonight at 6:30, and that's it for our day here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Sallie and I are back here tomorrow for Tuesday Trivia. I
already did my trivia.
Did you?
Yet.
I have not done mine
I did
yet.
it this morning.
Very nice. That's tomorrow at 11. What else is tomorrow? Is there Good Times, Bad Times tomorrow? There's not.
No,
right?
just Keegs.
Hershey and the Keegs, because they're so smart. What do you got for them tomorrow? You got another box?
Yeah, they told me to bring in a different stuff in the box every week.
Oh, so isn't that nice? You've now worked out a bit on their show. They only get all these great sports guests. Let me know.
And they pay attention to me.
What do you
They
mean?
asked me, "This is a really good thing, Sal. If you want to bring this in, you could. This would be like a fun part of the show." And I'm like, "Thank you for paying attention to me.
Let me repeat.
Be nice to have that."
Let me repeat what I said before, since you're not paying attention. When you first showed me this box, you had already planned. You said to me as soon as you showed it to me, "I'm going to bring this into Hershey and Keegs."
Right, to see them, to have them see it, not to be on the show.
You said, I would swear you said to me you were going to bring it for the show.
No.
I would swear you said that. But I did pay attention. I totally knew about the box. I looked at it, and I thought it was interesting enough to bring it on our show. A show we're on here every day, and I struggle to come up with bits, and now you're bringing boxes of your sister's stuff to them.
Well, if you...
They have a whole week to plan their show.
Yeah.
And they make me do all the work, like hanging that banner.
They do make you do all the work.
Those lazy bastards. And now you're helping them.
Half their work is getting you to do their work for them.
Yeah, and they're very successful at it. And now you're enabling them. You're the co-host of this show. You're just their engineer. You're not even on camera. It's just your voice once in a while. You have to handle phones, and you slave for them.
I do slave for them.
This show, you get 50%. You get the recognition for taking the video. You don't get recognition on that show.
Let's go through all the pictures.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
What do you mean?
1, 2, 3, 4.
What are you counting?
Of pictures of you that you put up today.
Pictures of me?
Yeah. If Hersham were here, he would have put up half the pictures of me.
Bullshit.
Yep.
Well, wait a minute though. The picture. I included a picture of you from the graduation.
Yeah. What about the Hicksville thing? You know, the one that I was actually a part of.
We didn't take any pictures.
Yeah.
None.
No pictures. We didn't take any pictures of
Mr. Arnold. No.
No, of like me and you at the ceremony and stuff.
No, we didn't. Did we?
At dinner and.
Yeah. There is one picture of you, me, and Mr. Larson.
Yeah.
No, all right, fine. I didn't bring that. But I took a picture with Jerry Martier that you were nice enough to take for us. And then another picture of me giving the speech, because that's what we were talking about.
Yeah. I'm just saying Hirschman would have had pictures of me up there.
Well, the fact that he would have that many pictures of you was kind of weird in itself. Fine. Then tomorrow, I'll post pictures of Hirschman's wife. Take that. That's a scene in The Naked Gun, right? Where because they know somebody's going to shoot the queen, so they're frisking everybody as they enter the ceremony.
Yeah.
And Drebin gets in the way of Leslie Nielsen gets in the way of George Kennedy, and George Kennedy goes to frisk a guy. Oh no, I take that back. George Kennedy and Leslie Nielsen they sandwich the guy in, and George Kennedy goes to frisk the guy and check his pockets, but by accident he checked Leslie Nielsen's pockets. I'm sorry. I'm screwing this up.
This is so bad.
I'm screwing this up. Leslie Nielsen is frisking the guy, but
Yeah.
instead he's checking George Kennedy's pockets by mistake. So he pulls the wallet out and looks and sees, George Kennedy's character's wife. He goes, "Hey, Ed, he's got a picture of your wife." So he starts beating the guy up. So
that was such a long time to get to that.
And then Leslie Nielsen yells out, "Anybody else got a picture of his wife?" And he's like, okay. So yeah, that'll be the same thing. We all have pictures of Hirschman's wife. Yeah. I hope he just tuned in right now and he hears me say that. All right.
Bye,
everybody enjoy your Memorial Day. Sallie and I will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. for Tuesday Trivia. See ya. Take care.